What's up guys, it's Ariel Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about what God is doing in your life when it literally feels like your life is a mess and He's taking everything away from you. In my last video I spoke about holy disruptions, and it'll be right here. And I spoke about what they are and how you can identify them in your life. So definitely go and check that out. But today I want to expound on that and actually talk about the pruning process, what it is, why God does it, and how you can see it in your life. So if we're talking about this in regular layman's terms, the definition of pruning is to trim by cutting away dead or overgrown branches or stems, especially to increase fruitfulness and growth. Shout out to Deeper Worship Intensive and Pastor William McDowell. They spoke about this at their conference earlier this year, and it really planted a seed in me to learn more about pruning and to speak to you guys about it today. So shout out to them. So pruning is what farmers are going to do to ensure that their plants and their farms are producing to their best potential. Here's an example of what a pruned and an unpruned tree looks like. We see here that the pruned tree is producing much more and looks way better than the unpruned tree. But to get to this point, the farmer had to take time to cut away parts of the tree that weren't needed and would actually even hamper the tree from producing to its best possible potential. Well, it's not very different than what the Lord does with us. In John 15:1-2, it says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful." Starting to get it? I love God and the analogies that He uses in the Bible because it relates to us so well in real life. Pruning is God that something's going to do to you if you are producing fruit for Him, which is good. This means that you're on the path you need to be and that you're growing in Him. But on this path and in this growth, there are always going to be opportunities for you to get better. And that's where pruning comes in. Pruning is going to be and is the cutting away or removing of anything that absorbs our time and energy but produces unproductive results. What are you spending your time in that isn't producing results? Or you're producing results, but you know that that's not even where God really wants you to be. These are the things that are going to get pruned and cut off. It's also important to note that pruning isn't small changes or minor adjustments here and there. Pruning are big life changes, and especially if you know that the Lord has a large calling on your life, you are going to be pruned more than others because more is expected of you. So you may be asking, okay Ariel, I get all that, but what does pruning actually look like? Like, I think this may be what's happening in my life, like what God's doing in my life, but I'm not sure. Well, I'm glad you asked. Here are 4 ways that God prunes us. Number 1, divine resistance. This is when the Lord makes you wait for long periods of times for things. And this especially happens to people who are ambitious. This waiting process is actually going to help you grow in the Lord. And a lot of times when you're going through divine resistance, this is more of a personal thing. Not many people know that you're going through this except for you and God. Number 2 is divine separation. This is when God is going to take away people and things that can't go with you to the next level that He's trying to take you to. And we all know what this looks like. Number 3 is divinely orchestrated trials. And hint, hint, I just made a video about it. It'd be right here. Number 4 is divine dissatisfaction. This is an extreme form of discontentment. This happens when the things that used to make you happy don't make you happy anymore. This is when the Lord literally goes into your heart and begins pruning your heart to make your heart desire what His heart desires. So if any of these things sound familiar, then God is definitely pruning you. You may have thought that your life was just a mess, but be encouraged because this means that God is getting ready to launch you into your next season. And remember this, Pastor William McDowell said it and I'll never forget it. The hand of God is never closer to you than when He's cutting you. Remember guys, I post new videos every single Wednesday, so subscribe, hit the like button, click that alarm to be notified for the next time that I post a video, and make sure to comment different topics that you guys would want me to talk about. Until next time, love y'all.